Welcome back to Bust Picks, episode 10. My name is D. already know, so I'm here with my co-host,
Don Behan. How we doing?
And no one's doing better than you. No one in the world.
I got hot last week. I got pretty hot last week.
Hot
it was
is
nice.
an understatement. I don't think you missed one bet on the show.
I pushed one, and I lost the Vikings pick last week.
That's it.
Otherwise, we went, I think, 10-1-1.
Yeah,
overall, that's not bad.
I didn't do
that's
that.
not too bad.
I definitely didn't do that. So big ups to Don and the Bust Pick boys. That is, it's a big day when you're like, because everybody's had it before, where you're just like you're hitting every single thing.
Yeah.
And there is a moment where you look at yourself and you're like, I'm the hottest gambler on the planet.
I haven't felt that because I decided to double down in a lot of ways and started chasing live betting tennis.
That's what you do.
And the heart palpitations you get, because I was telling you earlier, when you accidentally add an extra 0 to the end of the bet that you didn't mean to.
I would have been calling the bookie like that was someone else.
Yeah, didn't have time to do that. Just sat through 40 minutes of just cold sweats.
I mean,
but we came out on top there. There's a reason we were putting the bet down in the first place. Big units back, but not something I ever want to do again. That was terrifying.
I would have had aneurysm. Well, thank you guys for coming back. Don's got an amazing fact for us right now.
Yes. So we know how Aaron Judge broke the home run record last year, right? With 62.
Okay.
Yeah, give it what you will, but officially he has the record right now.
I thought he broke it, but only in like their division, right? Like in their conference.
Yeah, because
like in the American.
Well, then you have the asterisks of like the Barry Bonds stuff. And,
that's not, that's not an asterisk. He hit those home runs.
Yeah, but
anyway, give me the fact.
So he broke Roger Mathis's 61 home run record, which stood since 1961. Mathis that season never got intentionally walked the entire season. Even though he was going for a home run record season, no team intentionally walked him the entire year.
Because that's how men were back in the days. They were like, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to go out throwing my heat. I love that.
It's because he was batting third in the lineup. He wasn't the power bat.
Oh.
Mickey Mantle with 54 home runs was right behind him.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing.
Because I know Mickey Mantle's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know who the hell. I don't even remember who you just brought up.
Roger Maris. No, he is. If you're a big baseball guy, a big Yankee fan.
Seam head. They call themselves seam heads.
I
got you, boys. It's.
No, but it's just one of those things. Like, imagine winning the record and getting more opportunities to do so because people are more scared of like the guys behind you.
I'd be terrified if I knew anyone like. If like the first at bat is hitting like 300, second at bat's hitting 300, third guy is like breaking the record for most home runs, and the fourth guy's undisputed one of the greatest baseball players ever.
It gives you pause. Like it as a pitcher, that mindset, that mental.
My AC joint's going out in the second inning. It's a fact. Here's not a fact. Here's a question.
Okay.
See how we do that?
Good segue.
What's the worst professional sports player you've ever seen in your life?
Ooh.
What's the worst athlete you've ever seen on a professional level play? Now, a lot of people will go to like Scalabrini, and there's like this famous quote from Scalabrini, which is like, "I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me." And
I mean, that's true.
100%. When I think of like athletes that I'm like, how did they get into a professional setting? One of the worst I've ever seen is Trent Richardson. Trent Richardson is
that's genuinely surprising he made it as far.
Is like, because I was a Colts fan, and then when we traded for him, I was like, let's go. And the second I saw him playing, I was like, oh, he's bad at football.
Like the idea that, like, I love the memes that were coming out. It's like, here's Trent Richardson following the pile. Here's a 6-foot gap he could run through. Here's the other set of the linemen collecting, and it's like, I'm just going to run into someone's back.
And this isn't me being like,
even look.
There are bad athletes, or like they're just bad. But comparative to the rest of like the people that they're playing around, they're bad. Nathan Peterman is a bad quarterback.
That was going to be mine, I think, because Nathan Peterman, to me, objectively, personified a bad quarterback that will stay in the league for the next 10 years.
Dude.
Because he is valuable to practice squads because he could go and emulate a lot of different quarterbacks. He's going to float around. I think he's still rostered on someone's practice squad at this point.
I'll tell you who shouldn't be rostered. A guy that we just saw start a game, Tim Boyle. He is. This is where I got the question. Tim Boyle is the worst professional athlete I have ever seen play a professional sport.
Are we talking overall career or are we talking moment in time?
Doesn't matter.
Because I would say arguably Todd Gurley at the end.
Todd Gurley
where they were
bad.
Just giving him like 20 carries and he couldn't. But that was injury. That was arthritis. That like you can't blame the guy for that. But I mean, objectively terrible performances at the end that we got to see live.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking
there's like
guys we visually have seen like in person.
There's like old athletes that you were like watching their last year and you're just like, oh man, this is really tough to watch.
Yeah, they're just bringing them out as one last go. And it's
they're like, get out there, get everybody pumped. And that's how I felt about Tom Brady's last year. Now, not Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning would never do that. And Peyton Manning went out on top like a real champion. That should get the people going.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it's just for all right.
I'll
let you have it.
Let's move on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're gonna go through 3 teams that we think are pretty good, one that's pretty bad but we like watching, and one that's downright ugly, downright a stinker.
Yes,
still like watching them though. Let's go to the good. Dom, what's your good team?
Mine, to me, you could pick any kind of AFC North. We're talking football, any type of AFC North top team at the moment, or just any AFC top team at the moment, realistically.
Just AFC North.
I mean, well, because there's some bad teams there now. Yeah. But to me, I'm gonna outside of my favorite, outside of the Ravens, I'm gonna roll the Dolphins just because I love explosive offense. I think I love a great defense, but this offense alone is just fun to watch each week. They're one of the most creative offenses out there.
They also have a good defense.
They also have
people forget about that.
Yeah, people sleep on that defense because
Jalen Ramsey came back and he's like, "Watch these interceptions, baby."
Yeah,
it's been great. Phillips on the D line.
I got so scared watching him make that last game-winning pick in the end zone, and just seeing him laid there. I'm like, oh please! And it's just the wind knocked out of him. I'm like, thank God, this team needs him.
I love the Dolphins, and I think everybody does because in a world or a league where there's just low scoring, the Dolphins always give you hope of a 50 bomb every week. You're like, is it Tyreek? Is it Waddle? Is it A-Chain if he's ever healthy? Is it Mostert who seems to always score a damn touchdown?
Yeah.
Watching the Miami Dolphins, watching Tua and the little piece of chunk that's off of his arm now, shout out to that. Tua, to me, is playing at an MVP level. I know that they've been slower on offense recently.
They've made it more controlled because they don't need to run up a 70-point game every week.
My good team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know what people are going to say. Dio, they're awful to watch. And I agree with you. But
as we'll get into,
I love everything that the Steelers can be. And I think it's the potential of greatness that keeps me coming back to them.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the number one thing that makes me like, oh, they're good, head coach. Head coach is...
Tomlin's he's a great coach.
I can't bet against him. This is a team that is going to only get better because that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what the Steelers do. And by the time they make it to the wild card, I'm telling you right now, you don't want to be Jacksonville saying TJ Watt's coming into town. That's something you don't want to be.
No, because Watt's scary, and especially with the proposition of JJ being signed. It's rumored. It's a rumor right now, but we'll see.
That'd be crazy though. JJ coming out of retirement to play with his brother in one last playoff push would be electric.
That would be amazing to watch.
That'd be crazy.
I think, yeah, that'd be a fun time to
also,
watch.
Also, the Steelers' offense has looked way better.
We'll get into. When we were going into this episode, I didn't like how much we talked about the Steelers.
You didn't know I was making the Steelers.
I didn't know you were making it, and it's just even grosser to me how many times I'm going to bring them up. So, congrats, Pittsburgh fans.
What about the bad? What's your bad team?
My bad team, Chargers. It's a
good bad team.
Because I'm still not convinced they're a bad team. I think they're a bad organization. I think they're poorly run. But on paper, this team is supposed to be good. Like, there's no big flaw at the beginning of the season on this team on paper to me.
But the paper was is soaked, and now you're telling me I have to write an essay on it, and it's tearing apart.
Yeah, it's smudged. It's gross.
It's not holding its integrity. The paper's bad.
I mean, but at the same time, you have Herbert.
You have a great pen.
On his way to 4,000 yards this season.
He's amazing.
Khalil Mack
Looks good.
13 sacks this season.
Looks good.
13 sacks, 98 yards for a loss.
Very good player.
Very good. We see
They're
a
getting
resurgence.
the best out of him, especially when they don't have Bosa anymore.
Keenan Allen is having a career year, already over the 1,000-yard mark.
It was not on my bingo card. I was not ever going to be like, Keenan Allen's about to have the career year.
Not at his age.
Not for me. Not right now. Not after every injury he's had these past few years. But
that's what doesn't make sense about this team to me. And I do enjoy watching them. They are a bad team. They're losing a lot of close games. They make a lot of mistakes. Penalties are bad. But they are one of the most explosive teams, and they're just exciting to watch week in and week out.
Austin Eckler also loves to fumble now, which I don't know where that came from, but
yeah, he was.
It's tough.
Arguably one of the top 3 running backs last year.
He's the number 1. Number 2. He's the number 2 running back in the league.
And
definitely
this season just
falling off a cliff.
The wheel. He hit the cliff hard.
Yeah, it's tough. My bad team is the Falcons.
Ooh.
I like watching the Falcons. They're bad. They're going to win 8 games. They're going to go 8-9, win the division, have to host a playoff game to the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to get
ran.
Maybe. That's the other thing. The Falcons are good enough, and they have the weapons. Offensive play calling. Their defense is genuinely good.
Their defense has stepped up. I will
to surprise people in the playoffs if they can make it there. It doesn't even matter that their quarterback is a legit liability. Whoever is playing.
I was going to say
whoever is playing.
I mean, Heineke has a dog in him, and
I hate that people say that. He does not. If he had a dog in him, they would have won games in Washington last year.
No, I don't think he's as skilled of a quarterback that a lot of quarterbacks are. No. I just think he plays 100% effort. That's all he has. It's Baker with the messed up arm. His performance is 100% just
Baker's
willpower.
So much better than Baker's good. Baker does
I'm saying
what he
when
needs
Baker
to do.
had the messed up arm last season when he was trying to fight through the surgery.
Yeah, it was
like, what are you doing, dude? But it was the heart, and it rallied a team.
What is your ugly team?
My ugly team is going to be the Steelers. Because I'm not convinced they're good, and objectively they look bad.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't? Don, they beat you.
Yeah. Oh no, we always split 1-1. That's tradition.
And what happens if you don't?
Then
can you admit that they're good?
I'll admit that they're good.
Will you admit that they are good if they beat your team twice? That's crazy that you have to wait for it to happen twice for you to even admit that they're good.
Because they're okay.
They're going to make the playoffs this year.
No. But watch a Steeler game. It is not a good team.
It's not a bad team.
It's not a. It's not a bad team. They find
ways to win.
That's why I have them in the ugly category. They know how to win.
Yeah.
Tomlin is a coach who can literally take almost anybody and get them to win. It's a winning culture in Pittsburgh. I know that.
That's why they were good.
But they are not a good team on the field. They are riddled with issues. Oh, the offense up until this last week, incompetent.
Yeah,
objectively incompetent.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Arguably just awful. Even last week, they only put up like 19.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was their breakout. They don't have their weapons are okay. Nothing other than TJ Watt on paper scares me about this team, but it's the culture.
Looks good.
No, he does.
George Pickens is good. Now, Deontay Johnson's effort aside, Jalen Warren's like a legit missile out of the backfield.
But none of these guys I worry about taking over a game.
I mean, did you see Najee Harris running people over last week?
Because they finally figured out how to bounce him to the outside instead of sending him up the gut every time.
Yeah, it's tough when you watch him just do these little trap zones and then he gets caught at -1 yards.
Exactly, and so this team knows how to win. They pull out games, but they are a team I really don't enjoy watching. Like live games, I'll go back watch the highlights, but it is a rough watch like live.
My ugly is a little different. My ugly is a bad team that I love to watch.
Sure,
that's the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes, I'll give you that.
The Arizona Cardinals are the most fun train wreck to watch because you know, like, they can still win. You know that Kyler could still pull off crazy plays. You know that, like, they're trying to figure it out on defense with, like, Budda Baker and, like, with their young pieces.
Yeah.
And the entire time you're sitting there and you're like, they're not going to win this game, but they could.
They give you hope.
Yeah,
the Cardinals are the best at giving you hope.
And it's ugly. It makes you ugly cry in the background because you're like, man, I really bet on them again. I really did it to myself again.
Yeah, like, because I bought in. Like, I'm
bought in
fantasy football. I'm a guy who drafted Kyler last overall pick in every league I could, and have just stashed him, and have just waited the whole year for this moment.
Oh, no. Sorry, I didn't mean to sing.
You're good. But it's just it's rough to see them live. Like, I love watching Kyler's stats after.
Yeah,
I love watching his
crazy.
highlights after, but these last two games, I agree, it's an ugly watch.
There's another bad.
They build you up.
There's another ugly team that I've been thinking a lot about, and I was almost going to say this team, but I did want to give them a little recommendation, a little shout out.
Okay.
The Bears are one of the ugliest teams I've ever watched play football, yet I'm addicted to watching Bears football.
Interesting.
I have to keep watching Bears football.
Okay.
Because, like, it's a Cole Kmet wide receiver, it's a Cole Kmet, like, stick route, or it's a wide receiver screen, or it's a like a Justin Herbert inside gut handoff for like 1 yard.
Khalil Herbert?
Khalil Herbert, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, my brain's all over the place right now.
You're good.
It's awesome watching the Bears play football if you're not invested in the Bears at all. It's so much fun watching.
I will say, I love watching when Fields looks confident.
Yeah.
Because he looks like an MVP candidate. Just breaking tackles, being able to make plays down the field.
Since we're talking about the Bears, we're not going to talk about the Bears anymore. Yeah, let's talk about the Bears real fast.
Sure. We can take a moment.
The Bears are in line to get the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yes.
You're standing where you're at. You're the GM. You're making the decisions. Are you rolling with Justin Fields one more year, or are you drafting Caleb Williams or Drake May or another quarterback? What are you doing with this franchise?
To me, it depends on one of two things.
Okay.
For the ownership.
Okay.
Are we looking at keeping Eberflus?
No, in this scenario, Eberflus gone.
Then I would try to build around Fields, because Fields has proven he can get it done when he's healthy. Like, he can make the big play. He has gotten more accurate. He has built his confidence up. I think that he is a good quarterback. He can be the franchise guy. That being said, other than DJ Moore, they use Cole Kmet a lot in the blocking, so I'm not really counting him.
All he does is receive. He doesn't block at all.
Oh, did you see him get taken for 8 yards deep, just standing up for his QB?
Once in a while, but like
it's Cole Kmet, DJ Moore. What other guy is he really throwing to? Because it's not Mooney.
Nah, I know.
No, it's bad connection there.
But they can still go get Marvin Harrison and then maybe a quarterback later, like a Bo Nix.
I think that would work best for them.
Yeah.
But at that point, I wouldn't get Bo Nix, but I would get a more mobile QB who could fit into the system you're designing for Fields.
Then if you're doing that, then just roll with Fields, right?
But that's my point, is I would roll with Fields and go get him another weapon.
Marvin Harrison Jr., baby Maserati Marv.
That would be great.
Let's move into the gambling ring. We're going to go through some of this week's premier games, talk about what we think is going to happen, and we have to bet one thing on the game.
Yes.
Seahawks at Cowboys Thursday Night Football. Cowboys open up 8.5-point favorites. Mm-hmm. A few weeks ago, I made a declaration that I think the Seahawks are a good team. Since then, I very much have cursed this organization.
To me, their secondary has taken a big step back.
For sure.
For where it was at the beginning of the season.
Injuries have riddled this team. Kenneth Walker's just dealing with an ankle injury.
Doubtful for this week. He is looking to miss this game on Thursday.
Geno Smith's getting pummeled to the ground. He's still got an elbow injury.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys can't beat winning teams.
Traditionally, they have not.
They haven't been able to. They haven't had a win against a team with a winning record. Seahawks are 6-5, baby. That's a winning record. I have to look at the numbers.
Okay.
Look straight at the numbers. They look me straight in the eyes and they say 8.5 is way too many. Take the Seahawks.
That is a lot of points on the board. Personally, I'm taking a prop, Dak over 278.5 passing yards.
So we're on it. Let's talk about Dak for a second.
Dak has looked great. Looking at him, he's averaging 320 passing, 17 touchdowns, and only to 2 interceptions since they came out of the bye. He has been on fire. He has been a great quarterback since coming back.
Are you a Dak hater?
Actually, I feel bad for him.
Okay, so we're on the same path here.
I pity him a little bit.
I think he's a good guy who gets way too much hate.
And it's because of the team he's on. It's because it's the Cowboys. He's going to take a lot of hate. And it's strange to me that not even Cowboy fans, I feel, buy into him to the same level.
They don't. They're 100% over Dak Prescott. And, like, there's so many Dallas Cowboy fans I interact with that are not on Team Dak. It's crazy. There was a point a few years ago. Now, do I think he should be paid $48 million or whatever the heck he's getting paid?
No, that's a little too much.
No. But Dak is good when he's coached well and has weapons and has an efficient defense. And I know that's like, that's everything.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of quarterback he is.
He is a more mobile, deep arm game manager. That is the best
a very good
situation
game manager.
Yes, he is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. In a world where there's a bunch of bad quarterbacks, having a game manager is pretty cool to have.
And I think he is one of the better game managers in the league because he can come from a deficit. He has the arm talent and the awareness when running that he can go and make the big play.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of quarterbacks have that ability. That being said, you can't put the game on his arm completely.
But you're taking a whole bet on his arm right now.
Yes, because I don't think that this game is going to come down to can Dak throw and avoid interceptions. This Dallas defense will keep things in check enough where they'll be competitive. The Seahawks are 22nd in the league against the pass right now.
They're not doing
They're
great.
just getting opened up.
Young corners, man.
Like on a side bet, I have a lot of money on CeeDee Lamb touchdowns.
I've been just hammering CeeDee Lamb touchdowns these past few weeks.
It feels good too.
Been feeling
it feels great too.
Feeling pretty good. Let's move on to the next game. It is the Broncos at Texans. Texans open up as favorites. Favorites for the Texans.
Yes.
Broncos, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Kind of on a winning streak, 5 in a row. Texans coming off a loss. Vegas is pretty much telling you we think Texans are going to win. Mm-hmm. Public money is telling you we think Texans are going to win. And public has been winning. Public has been winning all year, and all I've been doing is fading the public. Mm-hmm. Why get off the bus now? I'm going to take the Broncos plus 3.5. I think the Broncos have turned it around. I love the Broncos.
I'm taking Houston in this game.
No,
personally,
that doesn't make me feel good.
No, well, to me, it's and on paper, there's no reason for me to do this because it was announced this morning. Texans offensive lineman Titus Howard out for the season.
Yeah,
so they are now on their 6th iteration of this offensive line.
Tough.
Broncos in their win streak have forced 16 turnovers over the last 5 games.
Very good defense.
Very strong defense. Arguably one of the strongest defenses Houston will have to face. Mm-hmm. To me, and it's purely, this is a heat check for me on the Broncos. I am willing to be wrong here, but I don't want to put the risk if I am wrong on the Broncos. I will eat it, and I will trust the Broncos being a good team. They have turned it around from here on out after this game if they win it, but I am calling heat check.
I don't think this is where the heat check comes. I think it's next week. But right now,
they need to win in a convincing manner for me this week.
I think I think it's going to be an ugly win. This is the definition of an ugly team.
Yes.
Of like their wins are tough, but Russ is playing really, really well. Sean Payton's coaching the hell out of this team. They're doing really good, and I think the Texans, as good of a story as they are, we've seen this story before. It doesn't end too well. Yes, they're going to probably have a good season, probably finish 8-9, and be really excited for next year where they'll go all in on a team that has so many flaws, and then they'll end up destroying their whole organization. That's what I'm really excited to see. I'm taking the Broncos plus 3.5.
Coming from the Colts fan. All right. Yeah. All right. That's where that is.
Let's go to the Cardinals in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Another moment we're going to talk about the Steelers, so I'm going to make it quick. We kind of already touched
this feels a little gross.
We talked about the Cardinals a little bit.
Yeah, we covered this
the Steelers a little bit. Where do you think I'm leaning?
Well, I know where I think I know where we're both leaning, but I'm taking a prop here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll get into the rest later.
Give me your prop because I'm taking the Steelers minus 5.5.
I love it. That is in my pick 6 later. Yeah. But right now I'm taking James Conner under 61 rushing yards on this game. I would bet this line down to 55. I've seen that being the worst line you could take it at the moment, 55, 54.
His catches are at 3.5.
Yes.
How would you feel about that?
Catches, no, I like the over there because we've seen Cardinals this season.
They get dump.
They like to do the dump offs, and in the 8 games Connors has been healthy this season, he has only been under 50. We'll say the 55, worst line possible. Ideally, you get it in the 60s, but if you get it at 55, I'd be fine. Yeah. He's gone under 3 out of the 8 games. Those 3 teams have been the Rams, Cincinnati when Burrow was there, and the 49ers.
All good defenses.
The only time he's gone over 55 rushing yards this season, Washington.
Bad.
Giants.
Bad.
Atlanta.
Bad.
Houston.
Houston, very bad.
And then Dallas.
Dallas good.
But that was that when they kept it close for a while, then they pulled away at the end. I think Pittsburgh falls into the stronger of the defenses they will have to face this year.
I think a better stat would be trying to figure out how has James Conner been since the Kyler Murray return, because that would be able for us to examine better.
He has hit the under 2 out of the games.
So let's ride the under. I'll ride with you on that.
Yeah, I'm liking the under because it's just the Cardinals don't run the ball when they're down.
Yeah, they air it out. They're always down.
They're always down.
Yeah,
that's what I'm betting on.
I'm taking the Steelers only because this feels like a game. This feels like the time where the Steelers are going to start rattling off wins. And I'm going to say this now, and you can debate me all you want. The Steelers are live to win that division. The Steelers are alive.
I don't like it because it's gross.
They have all the tiebreaker right now.
Yeah,
they just don't have a win. They're one win back.
I need to check on their.
They're 7-4.
Their divisional wins. I think the Ravens may hold an edge there, but I'm not sure.
They have no divisional losses. The Steelers.
Well, because they have all theirs, I think, backloaded on the divisional games.
Yeah, they play a lot in the end. Let's move on to the Browns at Rams in Los Angeles, where we live. Beautiful, sunny California. I want to go with the Browns so badly.
Well, DTR is going to probably miss this game.
I know.
It's still in concussion protocol, so they have brought back an old fan favorite in Joe Flacco.
Wait, we're getting a Joe Flacco game?
This is Joe Flacco so far through the 3 days of practice has been taking first team reps.
Damn, I want to take the Browns.
Yeah, it's not going to be PJ Walker. They brought in Flacco, and he has 1 week to prep for this game.
Go with your bet. I gotta get it in my brain now. I gotta cook.
To me, I'll just give it to you, and then I'll give explanation. I'm taking the Rams minus 4.5 in this game.
Line's at 3.5 now.
Line's at 3.5 now. Okay, it's been floating around a little bit. 3.5 is even better. This is one of the 2 games. The line has shifted a good amount. To me,
Joe Flacco will do that to a game.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, since he's left Baltimore, Flacco is 1-8 in the starter in the last 3 years. He is averaging taking 4.3 sacks a game. It happens when you're a statue in the pocket. And he throws about 1 interception per game. He is under a 35% completion average and throws nearly 40 passes a game.
I'm going to ride with you. I have written down here Rams minus 3.5. I really want to take the Browns because I thought maybe Walker would be able to get, and we'd get a Moonwalker game. We're not getting that.
No, we're not. We're getting Kyron back and explosive.
There's only so much Myles Garrett can do.
And Myles Garrett is still nursing the shoulder injury from last week. It was announced, fortunately, no structural damage.
Okay.
It's just a nasty bruise and bad soreness.
Amari Cooper questionable too.
Well, he's been questionable all season. I think that's just more veterans questionable than anything.
Okay. Then let's take these Rams minus 3.5. Mm-hmm. We'll plug our nose and watch this ugly game.
That's where I'm at the moment. Is we'll see if Flacco can still throw. He hasn't played a single snap since his 1 game starting for the Jets last year. So we'll see if he still has anything left.
Did he light it up in that game? I remember him lighting it up in that game.
He still is able to throw the deep ball.
That's all he can do, though, right?
But that's all he really.
He one trick is the 9 route.
He has 2 routes on him. Am I throwing 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage to Jamison Crowder, which he loved on the Jets? Or am I throwing a deep bomb? Those are the only 2 real routes he has anymore. So
it's like golfing. You only need to know how to putt and drive. There's no in between.
And that's where Flacco is in his career at the moment. That's why he's bouncing around.
Love it. Let's move on to the 49ers at Philadelphia. The Eagles, some way, somehow, the 49ers are a favorite in Philadelphia. And I think this is the heat check game of the week. Do you think that the Eagles can go from beating the Chiefs, beating the Bills, and also now beating the 49ers?
I'm going to take the cop out. I'm not touching this spread.
You coward.
I am a complete coward of this game.
You love making money.
No, because To me, okay, the Eagles know how to win games. They have proved it time and whether Hurts having a bad game, the defense hasn't been there, the run game hasn't been there. Doesn't matter what happens each game, they pull out the ugly win. On the other hand, I don't remember a game where the 49ers have lost when you have Purdy, CMC, Ayuk, Debo, Trent Williams, and Kittle all healthy. I can't tell you a game that they've lost when all 6 of them are on the field.
Here's the thing about that, though. They're only allowed to play. The curse that Kyle Shanahan has taken for getting all these beautiful weapons and toys is that he's not allowed to play with them all at one time. You know, some of them got to stay in the box. Some of them got to stay on IR.
Well, all of them are starting this game, so we'll see.
That's what I'm saying. Usually when they're all healthy, you get about 2 good quarters with them all, and then one of the toys starts breaking down. Someone's got to go fix this one. Not all of them are up to speed. If the wrong toys get put away, Brock Purdy's going to look tough.
Yes, that's true. But on the defense,
Looking good.
Bosa having a career year.
Chase Young looking good.
Chase Young being a great compliment on the other side. It's hard to see this defense because this defense is still one of the best in the league.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not going to get a lot of games where I'm going to get the Eagles underdog.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen.
That is very true.
Give me the Eagles plus 2.5. Fly, Eagles, fly. This week, at least.
I'm not mad at that one. For me, I'm taking Brock Purdy over 254 passing yards. That's where the line is at the moment. I don't
Under.
No, I'm taking the over.
Oh,
I don't know how this line is this low.
240.
254.
254.
254. Brock, when he's healthy, cover this line 4 out of the last 5 games. Eagles have allowed the 4th most passing yards this season.
Yeah, apparently signing 2 30-year-old corners is not a good idea.
Who would have known?
Yeah, not me. Yeah.
But I just think the recipe for the 49ers in this game, Eagles shut down the run, so they're going to have to air the ball out with Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo all fully healthy. I just see the 49ers passing the ball a lot more and just toasting the secondary.
I love it. I love toast. Let's go for the Chiefs at Packers Sunday Night Football. We're going to win all of our money here. It's going to be a great day. We're going to cap it off with an under 42.5. I love it. Right now, this is exactly what Vegas wants you to think. They want you to go, but Dio, didn't Jordan Love just drop like 40 on a team he wasn't supposed to beat, like the Detroit Lions? And isn't that Patrick Mahomes? You're supposed to bet the over on Patrick Mahomes. Sure. But sit with me here. When was the last time we had a great Sunday night score fest?
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time. In fact, primetime unders, if the stat everybody knows, is hitting like hotcakes. Sit with me here. The Chiefs have a legit good defense. The Packers have a good defense. Chiefs are missing weapons. The Packers don't exactly get their weapons to mesh all the time.
And Aaron Jones might miss this game. He's still being banged up and hobbled. You need to watch his practice reports.
This is a game that could literally end 17-14.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm banking on. 42.5 is a little high for me. I can actually see this thing getting pushed to 40. If it hits 40.5, we bet the over.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
That's where you're at the moment.
Ready? Don, what's your bet?
I'm taking the Chiefs minus 6.5 in this game. I think it's been a fluke for Green Bay last week.
I think the line's back down to 6.
And I would love that even more. That's an extra half point. I'll still take it. It's just because the Lions traditionally bad on Thanksgiving historically, and when you have a divisional matchup, those games get ugly. Those games get gross. Green Bay, Love has been good. No. But he hasn't been consistent in any way. He's had breakout games.
You would sign Love to a contract right now based on how he's playing?
I would not at the moment.
All right.
He needs one more of those games like he put up last week, and I don't think he has it against this tough of a defense. This is going to be a stingy team.
They're a very good defense.
Because
Kansas City's very good.
And just like we'll talk about in the next matchup, with Baltimore on bye, 2 teams can go and take first overall in the AFC at the moment. Go try to claim that first round bye.
It's very important.
It's very important. I think the Chiefs come out hungry in this one.
And every team in the AFC knows, like, it's a game of inches. Every game matters for that first seed.
It does.
It really does. Let's move on to the Monday night game, everyone's favorite game, the Bengals in Jacksonville. Jacksonville opens up as 8.5-point favorites, and I'm going to take it. I know it's a sucker bet. I know they're going to be like, 8.5? Why are you doing that? I'm taking it. I'm taking 8.5 Jaguars. I saw enough from that Bengals offense. It looked rough.
It did. You got the Jamar Chase kind of obligatory touchdown towards the end.
Catches were great, though. The mouthpiece catch and the The tip ball catch that Jamar Chase had,
Yeah.
insane.
No, those were great, but I like you said, I just don't trust this Bengals
Jake
offense.
Browning, man, he made Joe Mixon look bad. Joe Mixon had like one moment of life where they threw like a split screen to him, and he ran up the field for like 35 yards, and I was like, "Hey, get that guy the ball more!" And they're like, "What? No, we run the least amount in the league," which is true. They don't run the ball really well,
Which is strange to me when you have against the Steelers, like typically,
Yeah.
where you know it's going to be a low scoring kind of grindy affair. Why you don't lean on your running back more? I didn't understand that choice.
I think
Having
they're
Browning throw it
Yeah.
26 times felt like a lot.
Felt like a lot. What's your bet here?
Here, I'm taking Browning to throw an interception.
That's a
Yeah, over at least one interception. I'm actually going to bet it two ways. I'm putting down, basically, I'm putting 2 units on one interception, 1 unit on 2 interceptions.
okay.
Just trying to, because I think that this game, with the Jags offense being what it is, Browning's going to have to throw more than 26 times. If that's what you do against the Steelers, to me that says you're going to have to air out the ball more to keep up against the Jags.
I'm tracking the logic, and I'm agreeing with you.
I think this is going to be a 35 pass game. 30 to 30, at minimum 30, maybe 35 out of Browning, and to me that seems
Jake
dangerous.
Browning throwing 35 passes sounds like a 2 interception game.
It feels like it
Yeah.
to me out of what I know about this guy. So that, especially with the Jags defense, and again, this is one of those teams in the AFC vying for that first overall seed right now.
Yeah.
It comes down to them and the Chiefs on who could take it this week.
Pushing. And
They
like,
have to push.
The Bengals are pretty much dead.
Yeah, it's with the minute Burrow went down, I think morale in the locker room all time low at the moment.
Let's pack it up, boys. T. Higgins is not playing another game this year.
Yeah, I just feel bad because they were stepping up. They finally put the offense together.
Yeah, I
And
know.
it's
I
just-
invested a lot into that offense, too. A lot.
Yeah.
Let's move on
Spot.
to Bust of the Week. We're going to talk about the player that busted the hardest for us this week. I'm going to start.
All right.
Last week, I had a really intense moment where I hyped this guy up. And I put a lot of belief in him. And I put a lot of units on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought he was going to pull through for the first time in his career. And that's Ohio State's head coach, Ryan Day. Ryan Day
Yeah.
is a coward, is weak, and will never lead Ohio State to success.
Wow.
Ever. He is spineless. He is the epitome of a fair weather coach, a crybaby. And I hope he hears this somehow. I'm going to tweet at him. You're wasting potential on that team. You make Kyle McCord look way worse than he is. I'm not saying Kyle McCord's great, but you make him look awful. You want to know how I know you make him look awful? Because I saw what you made other quarterbacks before look. CJ Stroud, if he played the way he should have been being used,
Yeah.
he would have been the undisputed number 1 overall pick. You are the reason that this is happening to Ohio State. They beat you without their head coach, man. Get real. You're the bust of the week. Don, go.
He really hurt you.
He hurt. Have you ever heard me talk about anyone like that?
That has scared me right now.
I don't
got
like him.
Too serious.
Yeah, no, I was very serious. Go, Don.
Oh, damn. I'm also taking Coach Matt Canada, just because it's about time you're off this team, and the Steelers showed you what they can do without you.
This guy hurt you too, didn't he? He made you watch bad football.
He made me watch bad football. he made a lot of people watch a lot of bad football.
Yeah.
But it also, I did enjoy watching the Steelers struggle, but at the same time, like, you don't want that. Like, you want it to be because of the team. You don't want it to be because of just one coach holding back an entire roster.
I feel like you're like right now you're in like a movie, right? Where
Yeah.
you're like, you could beat up the main protagonist. You're like the villain, the rival, and you're like, I don't want you at your worst. I want you at your best.
Exactly, and that's what I.
You want
that's
to beat
what
the
I
Steelers
love.
at their best.
Exactly. I don't want to beat the Steelers and have them throw out the asterisks. But we had Matt Canada. It's like no. I want you at your and we saw that their first over 400-yard offense
That was
this
crazy.
season.
It was crazy. I was watching that offense.
yeah.
Like I was like, oh, damn, this is a bad show
like-
for Matt Canada right now.
Exactly.
What, this guy's never called plays before? Well, he's already better than Matt Canada.
Najee somehow looked competent, Pickett was actually throwing a deep ball occasionally.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
where
crazy.
has this been over 2 years?
Let's move on to the gold star of the week. This guy gets a gold star for the amazing performance that this person put on.
We both have rebounds from injury.
We both had the same player.
Yes, at one point, but yeah, we mixed it up. You got in there first.
Let's do this. I have a backup player anyway. Let's just do the guy we're going to talk about first gets the gold star.
Yes. He gets front of the line lunch.
And that's Kyron Williams.
100%.
Love that guy. 200 total yards.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Showed you, hey, I'm the real deal.
What was it, over 140 on the ground and 16 carries?
Crazy.
Like, bananas.
He even got his backup to give some. He was like, "Here, man, go get a TD for me." Like he's awesome. I think he's going to be a mainstay in this Rams offense.
Yes.
I think if Sean McVay's shown anything over his career, it's I'm a great offensive coordinator, and I love using my running backs.
Yeah, and he uses them in creative ways. He puts them in great positions.
Kyron Williams can kind of do everything. Is he the most dynamic? No, but he can get it done, and I think he's showing people that he can be a premier piece in this offense.
Yep.
Don, you had another one though, didn't you?
My backup was going to be Pat Freiermuth, just coming
You
back from
love
the injury.
the Steelers as a Ravens fan.
I really don't like that I have to show. Like, I took a lot of stock in in Freiermuth for the last 2 years in fantasy. I've kind of had to track his career now. But I mean, just coming back from injury and becoming the leading receiver in yardage,
amazing.
like in 1 week, like you have to accept the performance. You have to just shout him out. 9 catches for 120.
Dog.
Like, I don't know if he reaches this level again, so you have to praise him where he's at.
My other gold star of the week, this news dropped today. It's actually a player that just got the window open for him. My gold star of the week is Aaron Rodgers. And this is a preemptive gold star. I'm going to put it in the mail. I'm going to send it to him. It'll arrive in 21 days when he's allowed to play in his first game in week 16. But I wanted to say this on film, so that way people can hear me. If Aaron Rodgers comes back from this Achilles injury, which sounds like he is,
I don't know how he's healthy. I don't get it.
Takes this team just to the Super Bowl. They don't have to win it. If they go to the Super Bowl, I will never get vaccinated ever again. And I'm putting, and I am a stout vaccination dude. I will never get another one. Anything he decides to tell me medically, I will decide to go with.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's where we're rolling with this today.
And then he gets a gold star. Maybe. We'll see. It's a preemptive gold star.
Well, he has said that his return is based on if the Jets have hope for playoffs.
And Tim Boyle's going to keep that spark alive, man.
So part of me is really hoping.
Don, I really don't want to follow through with what I just said. So I really hope he doesn't come back.
Fear in your eyes.
Yeah.
I don't get how the doctors have medically released him at this point. It doesn't make sense.
It's awesome. Let's move on to our next segment. It's a new segment. Don has no idea what's about to happen.
No.
I have 2 names for it. I think I'm going to go with the first one. It's
okay.
That can't be real. That's what we're going to call it. That can't be real.
I don't like it. Like, I'm already so nervous.
I will be testing your knowledge today, Don. It's not exactly trivia.
Okay.
But I went through the main 3 American sports leagues. I got stuck on a Wikipedia page.
Sure.
And I wanted to learn about mascots.
Ooh. All right.
I picked 10 team mascots. Now, some of them are easier. Some of them are worse. We'll go.
Sure.
If you get 6 of these teams correctly, you will get a prize.
We're doing game show rules.
We're doing game show
rules. Okay.
Right? 6. I'm going to toss you 2 easy ones.
Sure.
You get 3 lifelines.
Okay.
The lifelines are, I will tell you what league they're in.
Sure.
If you want to get real specific, I'll let you even if you know the league, I'll let you guess what division.
Okay. Sounds good.
The first one, Rally Monkey.
Oh, that's the Angels. That's
Ding,
Anaheim.
ding, ding. Yeah, that's the first point.
Yeah, I've been around there. I have a bunch of them still
Rally
from when I
monkeys
was growing
everywhere.
up.
I think they made a national trend. Everyone's kind of got a rally monkey.
Yeah, but they were the
rally
first
monkeys
ones.
Are the Angels.
Yep. Which weird mascot to choose.
Don doesn't even scratch the surface.
Oh no, there's some strange ones. I love it.
MLB, NFL, NBA. These are the only ones.
Okay.
Harry the Hawk.
The Atlanta Hawks, I'm assuming.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's gonna be my final answer.
Yes, the Atlanta Hawks, Don. You were 2 for 2.
Okay.
You were 2 for 2. T-Rack.
You couldn't come up with a more creative name than Harry.
Oh,
Come on,
Don.
Atlanta.
They're about to get very creative. T-Rack.
Oh, that's the Toronto Raptors.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It's actually the Tennessee Titans. It's a raccoon that debuted in 1999. It performs at halftime shows doing backflips on dirt bikes. Shout out to T-Rack, the raccoon.
That's okay. Right there. I apologize for the naming comment. I'm sorry.
Got you. Rocky the mountain lion.
Rocky the mountain lion.
Rocky the mountain lion. What mascot has the name Rocky the mountain lion?
Okay.
What team is he for?
My first gut instinct is going to be the Colorado Rockies.
Is that your final answer?
I'm trying to think quickly of any team.
Remember, you have 3 lifelines.
I know. I'm going to try to save them for later because we're 2-1 right now. I'm trying to think. Is there any team out there that has a mountain lion mascot? But I'm going to run with Colorado Rockies. I'm going gut pick.
You
Good
were
choice.
getting there. It was the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, the big
the big yellow thing. Rocky.
Yeah,
Yep.
you had the video go viral of him and the teddy bears.
Orbit.
Houston Astros.
Yeah, nailed it, Doc.
Okay, I know Orbit.
3,
yeah.
2. All right, buddy. You're
3-2.
doing
We're
good.
staying alive. We're staying alive. Okay.
Captain Fear.
Oh God.
What mascot? What team has the mascot Captain Fear?
Is this still a modern mascot?
It's a modern mascot. He's at every game.
I should really
Every
pay
home
attention to mascots more.
Yeah.
I only see the big ones.
Captain Fear.
Captain Fear.
You have 3 lifelines.
No, I'm trying to think of any because this sounds like an obscure, like kind of lower team. I'm just trying to talk through my thought process right now. I'm running through. It doesn't sound like something we're going to have in the NFL. This seems like an MLB, NBA one. Captain Fear.
Captain Fear.
I wanted to be weird and say the Trailblazers.
Incorrect. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's actually known for being...
He's the Captain Morgan kind of.
Yeah, Captain Fear. Yep.
He's Captain Morgan ripoff. Oh,
He's actually acknowledgement from a Buccaneer marauder who used to raid ships in Florida 17th century.
Okay.
He blue-eyed, black-haired, pirateer. Really, really cool. Yeah.
Okay.
He also has a mascot on his shoulder named Scully. A little bird, little parrot.
Oh, the parrot. Okay,
Yep.
That makes sense. Captain Fear. All right, 3-3.
Moondog.
Oh gosh,
Moondog.
I really don't like this. This is such a weird one. What are we doing, teams?
What team has the mascot named Moondog?
I hate that.
You're not going to get it without a hint.
Okay, well, let's use one of those lifelines then.
NBA East.
NBA East. I don't know why my mind immediately jumped to Orlando Magic.
I'll give you another one.
But, okay.
Won a championship in the last 10 years.
That's so weird of a mascot, Moondog.
Moondog.
I don't like how you're just saying it's like
that's how it reads.
I want you to know, like, I'm gonna get a shirt of this.
No,
like, I need
yeah,
a jersey of
Moondog will be on
now.
the merch site. Yeah.
Yes.
But he's my favorite mascot.
Like right now, easily he is. I am blanking right now on what this could possibly be. I'm going to go with the Magic, even though I know it's probably a wizard or something.
You're actually so off. It's a Cleveland Cavalier.
Okay.
No relation. I tried to find history for it.
Nothing?
There's nothing.
They just
it's just the Moondog.
It's like
You would think it'd be, I don't know, a Cavalier.
you
Nope,
you think
Moondog.
something? Nope. Okay. You'd like what's it called, the Philadelphia Flyers or the Philadelphia
Fanatics.
Fanatics.
Philly Fanatics.
It's
Yeah,
like
Fanatic,
just something.
It's just a thing.
something.
Just a being.
It's just a thing.
I got you
right.
on this one. Clutch.
That's not Clippers. No, because Clippers is that big weird bird.
Pelican. It looks like a pelican, but it's
Yeah, that like the thing of nightmares
Clutch.
in my mind.
Clutch is also a thing of nightmares. If you ever want to Google that, Clutch does not look cool.
Okay, so that tells me MLB, NBA.
Okay.
I'm leaning MLB. We're talking clutch hitters. It's not the Twins mascot.
Still have 2 more lifelines.
Yeah. This is such a strange contest.
Yeah, I was writing this so excited to do it. You only have 3 left. It's clutch, one more, and then one more.
Okay. And then I'll burn one right now.
Okay.
Let's burn that second lifeline right now.
Okay, clutch is an NBA West team.
NBA West. I'll go with the Warriors.
Very close. The Rockets. The Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets.
Yeah, clutch on a... Okay, sure.
Thomas Jefferson.
No way.
Thomas Jefferson.
I don't like how I'm being exposed for so little knowledge of team mascots. This has just been, unless I'm at a game, I don't really pay attention to mascots.
You give me, it's our 10th episode. I decided to give you 10 mascot facts that you didn't know about.
No, I very much appreciate it.
Thomas Jefferson. What team is Thomas Jefferson the mascot of?
Okay, so it's going to be around Virginia area. I'm just trying to draw back from U.S. history that I've taken throughout the years. I'm trying to narrow this down. Not Baltimore, not Maryland. There, we're not talking the Washington Commanders. Trying to think, what would that be? It seems like an MLB team to me. Gut instinct says MLB. Mm-hmm. It's not Philadelphia. This is such a. They just used a real guy.
It's a real guy, and there's more information on this one.
Okay, so there's an actual history.
I will tell you, this is a team that has won a championship recently.
Okay, it's not. I am
blanking.
I'll
take
hard.
it. I'll take
okay, yeah,
take
it. Go ahead.
It is the Washington Nationals.
So it is the Nationals.
Yep,
okay, I was thinking the Nationals.
They also have Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt, and George Washington. Those all 4 presidents are mascots.
They use the Mount Rushmore, even though Rushmore's in South Dakota.
Correct. But they're the Nationals.
I really don't like that they have 4 mascots. That's a really bizarre one.
No, it's awesome. And
I should have had the Nationals. That one.
Yeah, that one's yours. That was actually the prize.
That
so this
felt
last
like a
one's
gimme.
Just for semantics. It's Major Tuddy. Major Tuddy. New mascot, actually. Debuted less than a year ago.
Or
maybe just barely over a year.
Then obviously the NFL has not advertised him well. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming NFL with the name like Tuddy.
Yep.
I'm trying to think, what would that fall into?
Major Tuddy.
Is that going to be a Jets mascot?
It's not. We actually went back to Washington back to back. It's the Commanders' new mascot. He
Ew.
dresses up like a pig. It's awesome. Major Tuddy.
See, I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I really hope the Commanders change their name this season.
They do. I want Major Tuddy to stay, though.
No, they should be the Hogs.
Yeah.
Why are they not the Hogs? It fits in with the team history. Major Tuddy can stay.
The Red Hogs would be fired.
That would be such a great name. That's intimidating to me.
I hope you guys enjoyed that because I had a great time.
I could tell. I'm genuinely embarrassed at the moment at my knowledge of mascots. I did not realize it was that bad.
Was going to make me happy after getting so angry at Ryan Day.
Respect.
Let's go into the pick 6. It's our 6 best bets. It's our 6 favorite bets.
Okay.
That we haven't talked about already. Don, I'm going to let you rattle through all yours first until you get to your college because I'm going all college bets.
Okay, so we have 4 in the NFL that we're taking.
Okay.
First one, Steelers -5.5 against the Cardinals. We kind of talked about that earlier really quick. Steelers have covered 11 of their last 15, 4 of their last 5 at home. We saw what their offense can do without Matt Canada. And Aaron Donald, to me, was able to bring pressure at will. He had Aaron Donald with the Rams when they played the Cardinals last week. That's why I'm bringing him up. 12 quarterback pressures.
12 in one game?
Between him and Turner, combined for 12 quarterback pressures in one game.
That's still crazy.
Donald had 8 on his own.
That's insane.
And I'm thinking, okay, now you got TJ Watt. Kyler got sacked 4 times last week.
Yeah,
this number's going to go up. I think the Steelers just clamp down on defense.
It scares me how mobile he is now because I'm like, what if he gets hurt again?
Kyler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. What's your next bet?
It is a scary one. For me, and then I'm taking the Seahawks versus Cowboys over at 47.5. You have a bad secondary.
Game.
2 explosive offenses that can score. Seattle's going to have to pass a lot to keep up with Dallas in my mind.
42?
This is at 47. So I think this is a 7-touchdown game.
That's
not a... To me,
not
that's
out of the realm. I mean,
that's
one
not
of
out
them
of the
got to
realm.
be a CeeDee Lamb touchdown, so give me CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I just think I smell points here.
Yeah.
I just smell a lot of points in this
Give me
kind of
another
matchup. We're taking Detroit. I've got it. I've seen it 3.5 is when I took it. It's moved to 4.5. I'll take it either line. Personally, Detroit against the Saints. Detroit, I'm buying the rebound. I have advocated for the Saints a good amount over the last few weeks.
We both have. Egg on our face.
I'm selling my stock.
Shame on us.
Yeah, I'm selling my stock. This team needs to prove to me that they deserve to be.
Can we make a promise?
Yeah.
We put Patriots in our graveyard a few weeks ago where we're like, we're done betting on the Patriots. Are you ready to do the Saints for a few more weeks? Can we just make a pack like no Saints bets for 2 weeks?
I'm not ready for that yet because
Okay,
I know that
I'm
they
getting
have
there.
2 more really bad games. 2 more games where they should just clamp down for the rest of the year.
Okay.
So
I'm just ready to be like, all right, guys, I'll see you next year.
But if you get these coin toss matchups, these like close ones,
Yeah.
I can't trust them right now. They've burned me too many times. So I'm taking Detroit there, and my last one is I'm taking Tony Pollard, another Thursday night game. Tony Pollard over 3.5 receptions. Seattle, their last 4 games have allowed 23 catches by running backs. So it's averaging
so many catches.
That's 5.75 per game. Pollard has had at least 5 targets in 5 of the last 7 games, and he has an 84% catch rate on his targets.
So he's just swooping everything out of there.
Exactly. Like,
Love
because they like to get him in space to show how dynamic of a player he is. This is
They also like to do that with Rico Dowdle, though. So
they
I'm
like to do it with Rico. I don't think they run the ball much in this game. I think they're going to run through the air.
Okay. I like it. I'm going to go straight into college. It's
Okay.
conference championship weekend. It's everything's
exciting.
on the line. I put a Georgia future down. I'm ready. I'm ready to
Okay.
get my heart broken. I'm starting off with the Oregon game. I'm taking Oregon minus 9.5 against Washington. I know Washington's the favorite. I understand that 9.5 points is a lot for a team that has already beaten them. It's hard to beat a team twice. It's also hard when
Yes,
Oregon
it is.
clearly could have won the last game, but they went for it on 4th down in red zone territory 3 times. Ended up empty-handed and lost by a field goal. Not letting that happen again. Dan Lanning's legit. Everything that Oregon is doing is showing you they are in the tier of a Michigan, in the tier of a Ohio State. Give me Oregon to make the playoffs.
That pick alone makes me nervous because I'm scared the Pac-12 cannibalizes itself and takes it out of.
Well, even if Oregon loses,
Washington's in.
Yeah.
But if Oregon wins,
they're in. They've beaten the most ranked teams.
it just makes me nervous that there's going to be some excuse and bias agaagainst the Pac-12.
They won't. They
that's-
like the Pac-12. They've been propping it up all year. All year.
and I'll believe it when I see it. It just makes me.
You're like, fool me once, fool me twice.
It's the same
It's been like
issue.
10 years now.
Exactly.
We're like, yeah. I'm going to take Oklahoma State versus Texas. I'm taking Oklahoma State with the points. Plus 15.5 is where it's at right now. Go jump on it now because I think it's going to go down. If it gets down to 13.5, flip to Texas. But right now, I like Oklahoma State to upset even maybe. If you want to do a little money line bet, you can. I don't advise it, but I do think Oklahoma State can win this game in the right script. Doesn't it feel like the most Texas thing to be right there? If everything falls in line, Texas can get into the playoffs. Oklahoma State comes and takes the Big 12 from underneath them.
That would be
Awesome.
storybook.
Don, what are one of your college bets?
Mine, I'm taking Florida minus 2.5 against Louisville.
I'm taking Louisville plus
Yeah,
2.5.
you're going against me on this one.
Why do you like Florida State?
Okay, so Tate Roadmaker, solid in his last 2 starts. 510 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He's a good quarterback.
He's
not
good.
bad.
He's serviceable with Travis out. To me, it's going to be on Trey Benson, personally. He stepped up last week, 95 and 3 touchdowns. I think, to me, that it's going to be a Trey Benson game. Louisville has not been able to dominate against the run game.
They have not.
It leaves them susceptible there. And I think this is a game, Florida State, they need to close out strong.
Yeah,
like
if
for
they
seeding
want a shot.
purposes, if they want a shot, they have to close out strong here.
I think they're dead already.
I think Florida comes in more aggressive, especially because I've seen online. I don't know how true it is. that Jordan Travis could be back for playoffs, possibly.
He ain't coming back.
I doubt it, but if there's even a glimmer of
Broke his
hope,
whole ass and leg. He ain't coming back.
people have already started talking about it.
That's
like
crazy.
if I'm saying if they make the national championship, that there's a shot, but I don't think so.
Months. Nah, no shot.
2 months. We've seen crazier
Month and a
things. We've seen crazier things with injuries. If that rumor's out there and this team buys into it, they're going to come out motivated.
Louisville's winning plus 2.5. Louisville money line.
All right.
I'm also taking UNLV in the Mountain West Championship plus 2.5 against Boise. UNLV has been the best team in the Mountain West. Boise State got in because of technicalities in their own division. How they are the favorites, I get it. They got healthier and they recruit more. UNLV is a good team. Mm-hmm. They're going to go to a good bowl game. They deserve the Mountain West Championship this year. Boise, let someone else shine for the first time ever. I'm also going to the Georgia-Alabama game.
Okay.
I told you earlier. This is going to be
a grudge match.
I took Georgia. I think they're the best team in the country. I know, it's crazy. The team that just won 2 national championships. I'm putting money on them to win a third. Sometimes.
It's hard to three-peat.
It's hard to three-peat, but sometimes it just happens like that in college football.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're a great team, you just steamroll everyone else. I'm taking Georgia.
Okay.
I'm taking Georgia -6.
Okay.
I love it. Don, we both are on this Michigan game.
Yes, but we're taking it 2 different ways.
What are you taking?
So I'm taking Iowa plus 23 against Michigan. To me, that's just too many points that's being left on the board for a matchup like this. Not saying I see an upset. Let me make that clear. I do not see a world where this is going to turn into an upset.
Not at all.
I just see Iowa. They limit teams to 12.2 points per game this season. They held Michigan to only 27 points last year. This Iowa defense clamps down. They make these games ugly. Their offense isn't the best, but they keep games close because teams just don't score against them.
Never.
This is going to be a low-scoring, just gross match in my mind where Michigan's the only team that really puts up anything.
That's where I disagree. I'm actually taking the over 34.5. Okay. I think Michigan can score. I think Iowa can't, but I think when I look at the line, I think Michigan's going to cover this by themselves.
They have the opportunity to. This is one of my riskier picks.
It is.
Because if Michigan figures out what works against Iowa, they're just going to run them out. It's just going to be they're just going to run them out of the stadium.
Or maybe they'll get like JJ McCarthy on some like JJ can like do enough, which is like I hate that I have to talk good about that. Whatever. I like John. I like Jim and John or whatever the hell Harbaugh's names are. I love both of them. Yeah. They're fantastic. But man, I don't like Michigan fans. I really don't like Michigan.
We're drawing
fans.
That line in the sand already. Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Next year, USC, Kings of the North from the South. I'm going to call it right now.
All right.
Pray for the parlay.
Pray for the parlay.
Don?
So we have 3 picks for this parlay. We're taking 2 picks we've already discussed. We're taking the Steelers -5.5 here.
We're taking spreads?
Oh, we're taking Steelers money line?
I did money line for mine.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Okay.
Look, this guy's going crazy.
See, this is what one winning week, and I have way too much confidence.
You're like, I'm ready to risk it all. I was like, whoa, calm down, buddy.
I mean, I'll probably
not all on black. Let's not do that.
I'll probably take this both ways.
Put some on green.
For me, just because it'll be fun.
Steelers money line.
We're taking the Steelers money line here against the Cardinals. Lions money line. And then we're going to take a dog here. We're taking Panthers money line plus 205.
Against
Explain the logic.
So, I've said it a couple of times before in old episodes. When a head coach gets fired, an interim head coach comes in, and he always hypes up the team. Those games are damn near undefeated. When an interim head coach comes in against a losing record, they are damn near undefeated in the past 10 years.
Yes.
They have 2 losses. This is not one of them. Panthers money line. It's juiced right now. Go get it. Frank Reich, I love that guy, but it was very clear he did not know what was going on in that organization.
I'm blaming the ownership. He is a 20-win, 63-loss since he's taken over ownership. It was rough.
Call 21 after this.
All right. That's going to be a plus 536 parlay at the moment.
Juicy.
Like that's good for only 3, and then two money lines that I'm taking the full spread on.
So you're going to do the Lions spread and the Steelers spread with the Panthers money line?
And then I'll bet the money line straight through. I'll take it two ways. I'm already taking two of them on the spreads as it is. So I'm like, might as well double it up.
Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Bust Picks. We had a great time.
Yes.
Interact with us. Go on our TikTok. We're posting out clips all the time. And remember, pray for the parlay.